Let me update you on the whole naturopath situation.
Trying to re-implement quick, easy exercise back into my routine.
A little trip down to the Gold Coast. Gonna grab a coffee, go on a little hot girl walk.
Energy does feel like it's starting to improve.
All of my bloods and tested my hormones. Low estrogen and low progesterone. The worst tension headache all day. Potentially I have some sort of inflammation going in my body. Anti-inflammatory style of eating is starting to affect my life because they're just so frequent. There's so many things in my health that I want to do, but I just don't know where to begin. I have been trying to get back into doing my gratitude list, write out my dream life, be driven to work harder because I'm working towards that dream life. It is 4:40. Look who's home. We're having GYG again. Shock horror.
Darlings, welcome back to another vlog. I'm just out on a little walk at the moment. It's like 7:30. I do have work this morning. I do have work this morning. So just, oh, I'm out of breath. Just a quick little walk before I have to get ready for work. I've been slowly trying to re-implement just some like quick, easy exercise back into my routine. I went through a bit of a stage there where I was just coming off the pill. My hormones were very out of whack. My energy was at an all-time low and I spend all day on my feet at work, so I kind of didn't have it in me to do any intentional exercise outside of work. So I've like barely been to the gym recently. I've been going on a few walks here and there, but not consistently. I haven't been doing really any sort of intentional exercise, which I know isn't great, but I was just sort of going through a stage in my life where being on my feet all day at work took all of the energy that I had. So I just had to listen to my body and not do much outside of work. But I'm now working with a naturopath. If you watched my last vlog, you would have seen that and heard me talk about that a little bit. But I've been working with her, only had 2 sessions so far, but I don't know if it's just placebo, but my energy feels like it is, oh my god, my arm feels like it's about to fall off. Hormones are definitely still out of whack. I still don't have a proper cycle. Lots of things that are still not right within my body, but my energy is improving, thankfully. So I've had the energy to get back into my walks a little bit more. I'm really trying to start out slowly. I've told myself just minimum 1 walk per week. If I feel like more, that's great, but at least 1 walk every single week. And then I'm gonna try and do minimum 1 either strength or Pilates session a week. I haven't done a proper Pilates class before, so I do want to get into that in the future, but anyway. But yeah, so at least 1 like proper exercise class or session per week. More if I feel like it, but at least 1. And yeah, I'm just starting from there, working my way back up. I obviously don't want to do anything extravagant. I'm not going to be the same girl I was a year, 2 years ago when I was working out 5 times a week and going on walks every single day. I am just not in that stage of my life right now. My body cannot handle that right now. My hormones cannot handle that right now. So slowing down and balancing my hormones is still a big priority for me right now, like my main priority. But just for my mental health and for my physical health and everything like that, I do want to start slowly doing little things like that. And so far it's been good. Like, I had a really good week the other week actually. My energy felt really good the whole week, which it's been a long time since I felt like that. My sleep was feeling a bit better, just everything like that. So I don't want to jinx it, but I do feel like my energy is starting to not feel like it's at rock bottom all the time, which is fantastic.
All right, I'm home from my little walk. I'm just making myself a coffee at the moment because I need to sit down. I need to do my groceries this afternoon after work, and I need to sit down and actually plan out all of my meals. So I'm gonna make myself a nice, I hate planning meals. So I'm gonna make myself a nice little coffee to drink while I do that, just as a bit of an incentive to get it done. I've made the swap over to almond milk as requested by my naturopath. I'll talk a bit more on that later and update you guys a bit more. But essentially she has now put me on an anti-inflammatory diet. I wouldn't call it diet, just a style of eating. It's not super strict. I'm just trying to limit the inflammatory foods that I am eating. So one of the things that I have done is stop drinking dairy milk, and I'm now drinking oat milk. I used to drink oat milk fairly regularly, so it's not that hard of a swap to me. I find oat milk like the nicest tasting non-dairy milk. Can't do soy milk, can't do almond milk, so oat milk it is, and I'm not minding it so far. I actually saw something on Instagram last night and it triggered me. It was this reel by this lady who I follow, and I thought she was like pretty, like I looked up to her, like I liked a lot of her content. And then she posted this reel being like, PSA, your oat milk iced latte is the reason that you can't lose your belly fat. And I was like, are we still, I thought we were past this. Like, are we still in the time where we are instilling fears of particular foods or drinks in people? If you're struggling to lose belly fat, that would be a result of many different things. It's not down to your iced coffee on oat milk. It's not down to that one thing. It's a bunch of different things. Yes, maybe if you're allergic to oat milk or sensitive to it or something like that, it's probably not a good idea to have. But if you're not any of those things and you find joy in making an iced coffee in the morning on oat milk and you think it's delicious, then keep doing it, because life's too short to be cutting out all of the simple little things in life. Like, I love my iced latte with caramel in it. It's not the best thing for me, I know, but it's something that brings me joy, so I'm not going to cut out this one thing to lose belly fat. Anyway, I don't know why that really triggered me, but it did, because no one thing is bad. No one thing is the reason that you are struggling to lose belly fat. Anyway, that's the little rant that no one asked for. I'm gonna sit down now and quickly plan out my meals. I need to leave for work in about half an hour. So I'm gonna sit down, drink my delicious oat milk iced latte, even if it does make me hold on to belly fat, and plan my meals. Good morning. I'm just getting ready to go for a little trip down to the Gold Coast. Give me a second. Wherever I go, I always bring a little baggie of caramel syrup, because nowhere ever puts enough caramel syrup in for me, and I'm really fussy with my coffees. Anyway, I'm gonna head down to, I think I'm gonna go like Broad Beach area. I've been trying to make a conscious effort to take myself out on little day trips, because they're just something that fill my cup up so much. It was in my last vlog, like I took myself on a little day trip to Mooloolaba, and then 2 weeks ago I took myself on a little day trip up to Sunshine Coast again. I went to Noosa this time, and it just fills my cup up so much. I'm someone that absolutely thrives when I am by the water. Like, some people love being in the forest, some people love, I don't know, being in the city. For me personally, I thrive when I am by the water. So I'm taking myself on a little day trip down to the Gold Coast today. Gonna grab a coffee, go on a little hot girl walk. I'm also taking my laptop, so I might go sit at a little cafe somewhere and get some editing done. I know there's some really cute cafes down there that I would love to try out. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I probably won't film a shit ton just because I'm gonna try and like I really need to sort of disconnect today and not sit there focusing on taking content, taking videos. I just want to enjoy it because that's just what I need today. I've got a quick little on the go brekkie snack thing. Looks very boring. I'm just having scrambled eggs, some strawberries and some kiwi fruit. This has been one of my like go-to breakfasts lately. It's definitely not, I wouldn't call this a full meal. I would not recommend to anyone to have this for a meal and then get going with their day. I am just having this now so that I don't crash, and then I'll have a bigger breakfast when I get to the Sunshine Coast. Sunshine Coast? The Gold Coast. But yeah, so as I mentioned yesterday, I'm on an anti-inflammatory style of eating at the moment. And one of the things that I can't have, actually, you know what? I'm not in a rush. Let me just quickly run you through. Let me update you on the whole naturopath situation. So we did all of my bloods and tested my hormones. As you would know if you watched my last vlog, she had an inkling that I had PCOS. So yeah, we got a few things tested and then I went back for my second session with her. She said you could potentially still have PCOS, but she's still not sure. My bloods were fine. I had a few insufficiencies, not deficiencies, like I wasn't really low on anything, but like my iron, my magnesium and my B12 were all on the lower end of the scale. My hormones came back really interesting. Usually what you'll see in a hormonal imbalance is low progesterone and high estrogen, but I am low estrogen and low progesterone, which is very rare, she said, so she's not entirely sure what is going on there. The low progesterone makes sense because that gets produced when you ovulate, and I haven't ovulated in a long time, obviously. And then I've also got really high DHEAs, which could potentially be linked to PCOS if I have it, but it also could be linked to a number of things. And we're now going down the route of looking at my gut and inflammation and stuff like that, because she thinks potentially I have some sort of inflammation going in my body which is suppressing everything that I need in order to ovulate. So we're now going down the route of being on an anti-inflammatory style of eating, and I've also got some more supplements like a prebiotic, a probiotic, and then something else, Repairase, something like that, which is for, I don't actually know, but it tastes disgusting. So, but yeah, so we're looking at more of like the inflammation and gut route at the moment. So an anti-inflammatory style of eating, which has been proving quite difficult so far because I do not enjoy being restrictive with my eating. I think it comes from in the past trying to be quite restrictive with my eating, and then I went down the route, especially when I was like a personal trainer, of very much being into like balance and enjoying everything in moderation, and you know, still having bread, still having chocolate, still having all of the things that I enjoy. And now I'm having to try and cut things out again, which just doesn't sit right with me because I was always the kind of coach that preached not cutting things out and having everything in moderation. But now I'm having to cut things out, which I understand because they might be causing inflammation in my body, but it's just proving a little bit difficult for me. So essentially she wants me to avoid red meat, avoid processed meats, no refined / gluten containing grains, including wheat, rye and spelt, no dairy milk, minimal alcohol, I don't drink anyway, and no sugars, but she said dark chocolate in moderation is fine. She said eggs and dairy products like hard cheese, ricotta, halloumi, etc. are fine. Pseudo grains are fine, so that's quinoa and buckwheat. Gluten-free whole grains are fine, and then limiting my coffee to 1 to 2 per day before lunchtime. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. She said, because I did say to her, I don't go well with being really cutthroat about things. Like if I just woke up and said, okay, anti-inflammatory style diet starting today, I'm not gonna have anything that might cause inflammation in my body, I would stick to it for about a day, and then I just wouldn't be able to do it anymore. So I did say that to her. I said, I need a more sustainable approach, as do majority of the population. So we are focusing on slowly having less inflammatory foods. So like I've just been sort of starting out with my breakfasts. So like this breakfast right here is fine. It hasn't got any gluten or grains or anything like that in it. And I've like done things like changing my milks. I haven't been eating red meats. So like I'm doing some of the things, I'm not doing everything. Like I'm still having bread occasionally at work, just because it's not really realistic for me to just completely cut it out all in one go. So I'm hoping that I'm doing enough for it to make a difference. I know I'm not doing everything that I could be doing. I'm definitely still having things that are potentially going to be causing inflammation on my body, but I'm fine with that because I would rather still enjoy my life and not be absolutely miserable with the food that I'm eating. So yeah, that's where it's all at the moment. I just wanted to give you guys a quick little update. If anyone cares, if anyone wanted to follow along on my little naturopath journey. So yeah, I have got another appointment with her in just over a week, I think. A week yesterday. I've got another appointment with her. So we're gonna see how everything's going. This anti-inflammatory diet isn't gonna be a forever thing, thankfully. She said you should, like, we'll focus on trying to heal your gut, and then you will be able to go back to just eating everything as normal, hopefully. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. But this breakfast, it's got what I need. It's got some fruit there, it's got protein there. Not really doing great on the carbs, but I'm struggling to find carb sources to have with my breakfast that are non-inflammatory. So that's what I'm having at the moment. And then I usually have like a second breakfast where I just have like a yogurt, fruit and like granola sort of bowl thing, because this is not enough to fill anyone up and fuel them for the day. So I always try and have a second breakfast, because if I go into the day only having this on my stomach, I will not be a very energetic human. Anyway, that's my little spiel. I'm gonna quickly eat my brekkie and then head down to the Gold Coast. Might film little snippets, but as I said, I kind of just want to focus on enjoying my day today and not whipping my camera out every chance I get. I'm so sorry if this lighting is shit. I'm just sitting down on the couch at the moment, about to munch down on some GYG. The GYG down the road from our house. Lucas and I practically pay their wages at this point. It's really bad, but it's just so good. I get, what do I get? I get a mini chicken burrito bowl. No pico, because I hate onion. No pico, add sour cream, add guac, extra corn chips, and it is just chef's kisses. And you don't feel like absolute shit after eating it, which is what I love about GYG. It's not like KFC or something where you like have a meal and then you feel fucking disgusting after. You actually feel really good about eating it. Anyway, this is my very wild Friday night. Nice little night in, chilling on the couch, eating takeaway. I'm gonna be in bed by 8, but that's exactly how I love it. I've had the worst tension headache all day. This is something that I deal with a lot and really need to get on top of. I have such frequent headaches to the point where it actually really affects my life. Majority of them are tension headaches. I don't know what it is. I don't know exactly what's causing it. I think I like hold a lot of stress or tension in like my shoulders and my lats, and then that ends up like affecting my neck, and then I get headaches like in the back, like base of my skull. I get one of these minimum once a week, and they usually last for multiple days, which is really shit. It's starting to affect my life because they're just so frequent. So I need to at some stage get on top of that and figure out why exactly this is happening, what's causing it. There's so many things in my health that I want to do, but I just don't know where to begin. Obviously, I'm seeing a naturopath because I want to get on top of my cycle and my energy and everything like that. And then I've also got my headaches, which at some stage I need to get on top of. And like I want to see a psychologist or something like that to sort the mental stuff out as well, just because I think therapy is something that everyone should do at some stage in their life. Yeah, I don't know, there's just so many things and I have no clue where to begin, because I, for the majority of my adult life, have been sort of tight on money. So I have never prioritized getting any sort of help in regards to mental or physical health. It was just one of those things that was always on the back burner for me. I would always avoid going to doctor's appointments, avoid seeing a physio if I needed to, avoid getting help if I needed to in any sort of way, because it just wasn't a priority for me and my money. So I have lots of little random issues, sinuses as well. Like I have a bunch of shit going on with my sinuses. Anyway, I have lots of random little issues that have just piled up over the years and are still there because I never just put the money into seeing someone and getting them sorted out when they came up. So they just kept building up and getting worse. And not like I'm not a really unhealthy human. I'm not a really mentally unstable human, nothing like that. It's just lots of little random things that I know that I need to get sorted out, but I just haven't prioritized it. I know that I should. So hopefully, being in a stage where money is a lot less tight, I can start to get on top of all of those little things. This is so fucking good. So yeah, got a bit of a headache at the moment. Had a really big day at work, which definitely wouldn't have helped. And I'm so tired at the moment. So I literally came home from work, FaceTimed Lucas for a bit, and then I sat in the shower for ages. And now I'm on the couch, and that's about all I have done because I am just a bit flat today, which is fine. I'm just listening to my body and didn't want to push it this afternoon, and I am just resting. That's also part of the reason I went and got takeaway, because I just didn't have it in me to cook tonight, and that is fine. Listening to my body once again. I had such a lovely day yesterday down at Gold Coast. I did get a few clips which you would have seen, but such a gorgeous day. Things like that just fill up my cup so much and make me so happy. I think I definitely need to spend a little bit more time down Gold Coast way. I just love the vibes there. Like there's so many entrepreneurs down there. There's so many, like majority of people are into their fitness down there, into personal development. Like just sitting at a cafe, like so many people have their laptops out hustling away. There's so many people out on runs, so many people in activewear. The vibes are just really high down there, which I love. Like I just felt the positivity of everyone around me rubbing off on me. Like the environment that you're in really does affect you and how you feel. And I don't know if everyone realizes that like if you're surrounded by negative people and people that aren't interested in doing anything good with their life, like of course you're gonna feel like shit. Of course you're not going to feel as happy and positive. If you go and surround yourself with people like that, like obviously they don't necessarily have to be entrepreneurs or into fitness or whatever, but if you surround yourself with positive people, then of course you're going to start feeling more positive and live a happier life. So I just love the vibes down there so much. It made me very happy. Part of me would love to live down that way, but that's obviously not on the cards for us right now. maybe in the future. We're tossing up whether we want to go Sunshine Coast way, like Mooloolaba, or Gold Coast way in the future, potentially. We might not, we might stay in Brisbane. Who knows, life always changes. Alright, I finished off my GYG, finished watching my YouTube. I'm just about to jump in bed. It is, what is it? It's 8 o'clock and I am so fucking tired. I've made it a little goal recently to get back into being in bed by 8 every single night. I really value my sleep, and recently, like, I don't go to bed that late, but I just haven't been amazing with my sleep schedule recently, so made it a little goal to get back into going to being in bed by 8 every single night, and then reading or something for like half an hour or so, and then getting to sleep. And I've also been waking up a little bit earlier too. The past few mornings I've woken up at 5:30 so that I can watch the sunrise, which has been really nice. It's been a while because I've like sort of been trying to focus on resting and getting sleep. It's been a while since I have been awake while the sun has been rising, but now that the sunrise is getting a little bit later, it's a lot more achievable for me to wake up before the sunrise and then watch the sunrise. But yeah, so I woke up at 5:30 the last couple mornings while it was like, it's still pitch black dark. And then I've been making myself my little like bone broth and lemon and salt water, and just like going and sitting at the back and watching the sunrise, which has just been so nice. There's just something like I truly do love. I love a good sunrise, I love a good sunset. Like, they just make me so happy. So yeah, it was just really nice to sit out there and watch the sunrise and sort of feel like you're awake before the rest of the world. Yeah, that was a really nice feeling. So waking up a little bit earlier recently, which has been nice, but then also making sure I'm getting in bed a little bit earlier, because you can't have one without the other. You can't just wake up earlier without having to go to bed earlier, because we all know that sleep is very important and you do need to make sure you're getting enough sleep. Alright, I'm in bed. I'm just about to quickly FaceTime Lucas just to say goodnight, and then I'm going to do a little bit of reading on my Kindle. I haven't been amazing with my reading lately, to be completely honest with you. I think in the first vlog that I uploaded, like when I came back to uploading on YouTube, I like quickly chatted about how I've started getting into like non-fiction. I was like chatting about my Kindle and chatting about how I have started ACOTAR. I was on the first book of the series. That was 4 months ago, and I'm only on the second book of the series. I'm now on, what is it? A Court of Mist and Fury? Is that what it's called? A Court of Mist and Fury, which is the second book of the ACOTAR series. I've just been struggling a little bit with reading as of recent. I don't fully know why. I finished ACOTAR. I did quite enjoy it. I wouldn't say I loved it. I know a lot of people that absolutely loved it, and they said, you know, you have to read this. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it was a must read. But I've heard a lot of people say that this second book is like their favorite book of all time. So I'm hoping that this book's a bit better, but I am very impatient. I'm up to chapter 7 and it like just hasn't fully kicked off yet, which I know that I need to give it more of a chance, but I'm not just like fully hooked yet, which makes me struggle to like actually pick up my Kindle and read. So I'm trying to get back into reading and just push through that initial start of the book, because I'm sure I'll get hooked in a few chapters time or whatever. So yeah, I'm just gonna chill out and do that for a bit and then get some Z's. I'm thinking of going to the gym in the morning just because I'm trying to like incorporate exercise back into my routine, and I'm trying to get minimum one, like I think I mentioned this before, I'm trying to do a minimum of 1 walk per week. I'm also wanting to do a minimum of 1 exercise session per week. I think I've already mentioned this. And a minimum of 1 exercise session per week, whether that is a gym class like Pilates or something, or an actual strength session. So I'm thinking of going tomorrow to get it out of the way rather than leaving it for Sunday, the last day of the week, and then potentially not going. So I'm thinking of going tomorrow, but we'll see how I feel. Obviously if I wake up with this like headache still, it's probably not going to be a good idea, but hopefully I wake up feeling a little bit better. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Good morning, happy Saturday. I did wake up at 5:30 again this morning, sat outside and watched the sunrise. The sunrise was pretty much non-existent this morning, which I'm not overly happy about, but we won't talk about that. I did a little bit of journaling. I have been trying to get back into doing my gratitude list, so starting the morning off on the right foot and just writing down 3 things that I'm grateful for. And then I also decided to write out my dream life. This is something that like I've done in the past, but I haven't done an updated one recently. So I wanted to do an updated one of currently like what my goals are, where I want to be in life, what my dream life currently looks like, so that every morning I can wake up and while I'm outside doing my gratitude, I can look at my dream life and I can live in accordance to that, make decisions according to that, and like be driven to work harder because I'm working towards that dream life, if you get what I mean. So I decided to finally do that this morning, and that was nice to just jot it all down and get really clear on what exactly I want at the moment. I'm just making myself some brekkie at the moment. I'm just gonna have a omelette. It's like an omelette with some tomatoes through there for a little bit of veggies, and then I'll also have some avocado on top for extra nutrients and extra healthy fats, and then probably some fruit on the side. I have decided that I am gonna go to the gym today. I've still got a little bit of a headache. It's like slightly there, but it's not to the point where I can't push through it, and sometimes exercise helps to release it a little bit. So yeah, I have decided I am gonna go to the gym. I'm only gonna do a quick little session. I don't want to do anything big and crazy and deplete my energy before I have work today or make myself extremely sore tomorrow or anything. Just something to sort of get me into the gym, you know. So yeah, just having a quick brekkie now, and then I'll probably have a much more carb heavy brekkie just before I go to the gym for the energies. Alrighty, so I just did a quick little editing stint. Now I'm just getting ready to go see Jim, making myself a quick little snack before I go. I wanted some like rice cakes, but I don't have any at the moment, so I'm gonna have croissants with some, do I have butter? I don't think I have much butter. I have the tiniest little bit of butter left. Note to self, buy butter. So some croissants with some butter and some honey for some quick carbs, and then I've also got a watermelon cut up, so I might have some of that as well. 2 slices of watermelon, and I'm just going to have an Aussie shred just as my pre-workout. I'm not going to do a full scoop because I don't want to give myself an anxiety attack today. This is the Aussie Shred Cosmic Blast. I used to have this stuff all of the time. I love Oxy Shred. It's obviously marketed as a fat burner, but I don't use it for that because I don't believe in fat burners. I just love the flavor of this one, and I just use it for the like caffeine in it, and it just helps to give you like a little bit of mental clarity apparently. I think I'm gonna train back today just because my tension headaches, I think it's most likely related to poor posture, because obviously poor posture, you know, you sort of have like the rounded shoulders and your head sort of sits forward like this, which puts a lot of stress on everything back here. So I think my tension headaches are very heavily related to poor posture. And strengthening up your back muscles is one of the things that can help to pull you back into better posture. So I think I'm going to train back today purely for that reason. And then I'll probably chuck a bit of shoulders in there as well, just because I'm a shoulder girly. I love training shoulders and my dream has always been to have nice shoulders. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's go gym. All right, we've made it to the gym. It's looking really fucking busy here right now. Like the car park is absolutely packed. The parking gods definitely had my back though today. I pulled in, and as I was pulling in, someone was pulling out. So I was like, yep, I'll take that car park. Perfect. Like right up close to the entrance. I was like, amazing. So someone had my back today. But yeah, the car park is like full. So it's probably going to be really busy in there, which is amazing. This is my first time going to the gym alone in, I'm going to say like 7 or 8 months. Every time I've been recently, I have trained with Lucas, so I'm a little bit nervous about that obviously, but I know that I will be fine. I'm also really fucking sticky because I was eating my honey crossets while I was driving and the honey dribbled everywhere. So now I'm sticky in many random different places and I hate the feeling of being sticky, so that's not ideal. I also feel a bit nauseous for some reason. I think I'm a bit hungry. I should have eaten more before I left home. But anyway, I'll be fine. I'm not going to push myself hard at all today. I am purely going in there just to move my body and make myself feel good. Anyway, let's go train some back. I also just realized that I had a fat yellow stain on my neck from my supplement drink that I had this morning, so please ignore that in the previous clip. Alrighty, I am home from work. I'm just in the middle of cooking some dinner up at the moment. I've got some sweet potato in the fryer, salmon in the oven, and then I'm just cooking up some little like frozen veggies, just some like peas, corn, and carrots, I think it is. Super simple, but I really didn't feel like putting much effort into my dinner tonight. So I'm gonna eat that and just chill out on the couch and watch a little bit of YouTube. My current hyperfixation YouTuber is Tori's Story. I do this thing where I find a new YouTuber, I decide I really like them, and then I go through and watch pretty much every single YouTube video that they've ever uploaded. So I'm currently doing that with Tori's Story just because I find her really relatable. She lives down on the Gold Coast. I love watching YouTubers that live in roughly similar areas to where I live. I don't know why, but I don't really enjoy watching American YouTubers or British YouTubers or anything like that. I love when I find a YouTuber that lives in like Brisbane or Gold Coast or Sunny Coast, because I just love seeing them like go to places where I have been and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know why, I just love that. But yeah, so she lives on the Gold Coast. She's also got PCOS and is like a huge gym fitness girl, so I'm just like watching her having to like slow down and take a step back from some things and work on balancing her hormones and all of that sort of thing. So I just find it really interesting. But yeah, so she's my current hyperfixation YouTuber. I'm feeling really tired again today actually. I don't know what it is. It might be the 5:30 starts. It might be a fraction too early, so I think I'm gonna have to start trying to go to bed a little bit earlier. I want to continue waking up at 5:30, so I might have to start going to bed a little bit earlier so that I can make sure I'm getting enough sleep so that I'm not so tired. Didn't end up filming anything at the gym this morning. It was very busy as I predicted, and I only had like 45 minutes to get in, get a workout and get out, so I wanted to just focus on getting it done. I only ended up doing like 3 exercises, but it was still really nice to get in there and get something done. As I said, that was my first solo gym session in quite a while, so it was kind of nice to be back in that environment. I would definitely love to get to a place with my health and my energy where I am able to step back into the gym a little bit more, incorporate more gym sessions into my week. I don't think I'll ever go back to 5 sessions a week like I used to do, just because I'm in a different stage of my life now, and that's just not as big of a priority as it has been previously, so I don't think I'll ever do that again. But I would love to consistently go at least a couple times a week in the future we'll see. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. Obviously right now slowing down and my energy and my hormones are my top priority. So if I don't have the energy to go to the gym, I'm not beating myself up about it. Just setting that really easy achievable goal of at least 1 time a week is good for me at the moment. Good morning guys, happy Thursday. It is 4:40. Look who's home. He's been non-existent in my vlogs for the past like
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, so he still exists.
Yeah.
He's just been a busy, hard-working boy away at work.
Someone has to.
Right.
I'm still alive.
He is still alive. We're just about to head down to Springbrook for the day, which is like is it a national park?
Yeah.
It's like a national park for those of you that don't live around this area. It's like a national park down in the Gold Coast. So we're gonna go on a little walk.
Waterfall
Waterfall.
hunting.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go down there. We're up nice and early because it is supposed to rain a little bit later today. So we need to try and quickly go before it rains, and then we're probably gonna grab some brekkie or something down in Goldie while we're down there.
A cute little day.
Yeah, but it should be a good day. Alright, we're home from our little morning out and we're having GYG again. Shock horror. Are we really surprised? I think this is the second time in this vlog that I have had GYG and I'm not sorry about it. I've got my go-to mini chicken burrito bowl. What do you have, Lucas?
I have my chicken nacho fries in a large meal because I'm a hungry boy.
Nice. We're gonna chill on the couch, munch on this, watch a bit of Friends.
Our go-to. It is our go-to.
Our ideal night.
It really is.
It really is.